continue with the Cuyahoga County Quarterback Club's 2024 High School Football Media Day. Again, we want to thank Cooper Chevrolet for stepping up really and being our stage sponsor last year and this year in a big way. And as all of our sponsors, we could not make this happen without them providing the funds so that we can have the stage, the food that we provide, the lunch for all the players and the coaches and the media and everything that goes into it. So thank you to those sponsors. And we now would like to welcome to the Cooper Chevrolet stage at the 2024 High School Football Media Day, the Donoho Falcons. Donoho competes in 1A Region 6. The head coach of the Falcons is Bill Smith. Today, Coach Smith has brought with him senior offensive tackle Beef Johnson, Braden Beef Johnson, and senior quarterback Kai Kleckler. Coach Smith, we will start with your opening comments, sir. Welcome.
All right. Thanks for having me. I'm starting my 33rd year to coach, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It seems just like yesterday of 1992, and I was hired as a strength coach. But I think this is 16th year as being a head coach at several different stops, and as coaches know the famous term double dipping, I'm grateful that I made it to this point, and so I finished public school and I'm with Donoho, and I'm so grateful for Mr. Noon, the head of school at Donoho, and Steve Gendron for offering me the job as head football coach, and I just couldn't be happier.
You know, to be at the point in your life to where you can, you know, have that state retirement, but still do what you enjoy doing. It's obvious that you were born to coach. Talk about how this second season or fourth quarter of your coaching career, how is it different at a private school versus a public school?
Well, really for the all 16 years of my coaching career as a head coach have been at high poverty schools. And so I've been the head coach at Crossville. I started out there. They don't have varsity football anymore. I got you. I started out at Crossville and loved my time there. But the 6-4 season in 2010 is the last winning season that they've had. Loved the town, loved the kids. Go to Shades Valley, another high poverty school. I loved my time there. Didn't know anything about East Alabama until I left Shades Valley and came to Munford. And so got to know East Alabama football and loved my time at Munford. And so from there went to Fayette for a year. I was at Huffman for 2 seasons. I've been at Talladega the last 2 seasons. And quite frankly, those are 2 of the toughest jobs in the state between Huffman and Talladega. And so that's an interesting question, talking about the difference now in the fourth quarter of my coaching career. And it was on purpose in my life to be at high poverty schools, high need schools. I believe that's where God had put me. And so now that I've been able to retire, I'm going to be working with Coach Yeager at Mountain Brook told me one time when I was at Shades Valley, every school has its own unique set of problems. They're just different depending on where you are. He said, my problems at Mountain Brook are different than your problems at Shades Valley. And so, but I love the kids here. I'm going to be working with kids that are going to be movers and shakers of culture and in the upcoming years of this generation.
Talk about the 2 specifically, why you chose them to come with you today.
Okay. I have only 6 seniors, but I only had 5 seniors last year at Talladega, 4A. But we got 6 seniors. I could have chosen any 2 of the 6 to come, and they would have been excellent choices. But as a coaching staff, we chose Kai Kleckler right here to my right. It's going to be playing quarterback for us. Also going to have to play some safety or nickelback for us on defense. He played last year. I don't think he played much football before last year. So he got baptized by fire last year when they put him in at quarterback, and so he did well. I watched him on film. He's progressed really well this summer, and so I'm looking for him to have a fine senior season. Throws the ball well, runs well enough to be a dual threat as well. So, and that's a play caller's dream to have that kind of quarterback with the leadership that he has, and a very intelligent quarterback. And so, Brady Beef Johnson over here, I'd forgotten that his real name is Brady, and so he's been Beef to me the 4 months that I've been at Donoho as the head coach. And Beef is going to start at left tackle for us on offense. He's also going to play some defensive tackle, some defensive end, but he can run, and so he can still put on another 25, 40 pounds, which I wouldn't be mad at that if that happened, but he can run. And so Dr. Fred Hatfield, the first human to squat 1,000 pounds years ago, said in all the world of sport, speed is king. So if I can have size or speed or this or that, I'm going to choose speed all day long. So, but both of them are outstanding young men. I think they can both play at the next level. I mean, I was surprised when I first met my seniors that with shoes on, I'm 6 feet tall and they all tower over me. So I'm not used to 6'3", 6'5" guys. So it's a good problem to have.
Question?
Yeah, I got a question for Kai and Braden. Now that y'all are seniors, does that add any additional pressure? I know there's pressure in every season, but with y'all being seniors and all the other guys wanting y'all to lead them, does that add any pressure to you guys for the season?
100%. It puts a lot of weight on your shoulders. You got to carry the little kids, make sure they know that they're next up, and show them the steps to take in order to get better, and all just grows, man.
Definitely, because it's just a new level. I mean, in the past we've all had leagues, how small Donoho is, but now it's just like everybody's on us, everybody's relying on us, and we're definitely ready for it. So.
You mentioned something in 1A football. A lot of times you'll have a senior playing right next to an 8th grader, maybe.
That's right.
Sometimes 7th grade, but you got 8th, and it's very common to have 8th and 9th graders stressed out starting in 1A football, and that's a big age group. How do you two seniors handle that situation when you got a guy you feel like he's trying the best he can, but he just really hadn't got to that maturity that you're at? How do you handle that?
Just let him grow. Let him know that he's going to grow into it eventually. It's not going to happen this year. It could happen this year, but more than likely you're going to grow into it and get better every single year that goes on.
Definitely. I had a situation my 10th grade year. We were going against Pleasant Valley, and our left guard, he was a senior towards ACL, and we had a 7th grade that had started. And I hyped him up ready for the game, and I told him, I was like, look, I know you're going to do your best, but there's only so much you can do, and you're going to grow into that. You're going to grow into those factors that we're going to need in the future. All you're getting right now is just experience. And I think that's one thing Donoho has is a lot of experience from younger kids. So.
At what grade level were you two when you started getting significant playing time at Donoho?
I was in 8th grade.
Last year, my junior year.
Okay. We have EPS or a question?
Yeah, Bill, a couple for you. Your background is pretty much at larger schools. I don't think you've ever coached at a school as small as Donoho with those kind of 1A numbers. How do you have to approach things differently than maybe what you're used to with bigger numbers out of bigger schools?
Well, it's I'm going to be coaching offensive line and quarterbacks this year, so that's not normally done, but that's just I have 3 assistant coaches, but they all have day jobs, and so we've had to work our summer workouts around them. So some of those are things they wanted to have summer workouts in the mornings, but then when I mentioned that to my coaches, I was going to be by myself with them because they all got jobs. And so Talladega helped me get ready for that because we started about 8 or 9 ninth graders last year, and we started several 8th graders over the past couple of years. So Daniel Story is one of our 7th graders. He may very well start for us on defense this year. So I've coached almost every position on the field in the last 32, 33 years. And so obviously that helps because we all have to pitch in and help. I was able to hire Marshall Clark, who was a standout player for me at Munford. And he did a great job. He started 3 years at Jacksonville State, and now he's working. And so he's going to be really kind of over our defense. Denzel Roberts, I retained him from the previous staff, and also Carl Harris. And they have a great rapport with the kids. They're really good in the weight room. They're really good with agilities and speed. And so I'm very fortunate to have those guys. But you know, there are a lot of adjustments. But the first time I walked the hallways, the first time I interviewed at Donoho, so I come in, it was during school hours, and a young lady, here I am coming in with a briefcase, and a young lady is starting to go into the front door, and she sees me walking, and she opens the door for me. And I said, "No, young lady, you first." And she said, "Oh, no." And so she held the door open for me. So just seeing the hallways, how peaceful it is, it's just an outstanding school, and I'm very fortunate to be there.
On to my second question. When you were at Munford, it seemed like offense was really your thing. You guys were really good at moving the ball down the field and scoring a lot of points. In 1A ball, if you can get one or two kids to click on offense, you can go a long way. Talk about how things are progressing at Donoho and how much that's needed to turn this season around from the way things have been.
Well, I was very fortunate at Munford to be able to put together just a really top-notch 4A coaching staff that I'd put them up against any 6A, 7A state staff in the state. But you get my eyes, a gleam in my eye when we talk about offense and scoring points, and that's what I did for so long. And from 2000 to just several years, I was offensive coordinator from Russellville, South Georgia, and different places. And nowadays, as I've gone to interviews, as I've grown as a person, coach, and they ask me, "What kind of offense do you run?" In the last 5 years, a couple of interviews that I've been to, I preface that by saying, "What kind of kids do you have?" And so, I can only run an offense around the talent that I have. And so, when I first started running spread offense in 2000 at Russellville, Hoover and Homewood were really the only teams in the state in 1999 that were spread teams. We're going to throw the ball 30 times a game. And so, for those 4 years I was at Russell, it was pretty easy to score points. Now, we had athletes for sure. Then I go to South Georgia, 2004, 5, and 6, and everybody in South Georgia was split back veer, wing T, or pro I, and nobody was spread. And we led the state of Georgia in all classifications my second year there. However, since almost everybody now is running some type of spread, I've thought about going back to running a wing T or following Coach Benefield at Fife and doing an old school offense like that. But that being said, at the 1A, 2A level, there's still a lot of old school football going on and run the ball first. So, but I do have our wide receivers are tall and they can run. And so I may be back to my old roots of throwing the ball 30 or 40 times a game. So guys don't have a lot of pressure on him. And so, but he's got some guys to throw to, and the offensive line, besides my two seniors on the ends, Cash Worley and Beef, and Cash is about Beef size. Cash is 6'3.5", about 205, and he can run. So my tackles can move, and they're tall. My interior guys are a little smaller, so we're going to have to spread the ball out and do some stuff that I cut my teeth on back in 2000.
Got time for a couple more questions?
I got one for Kai and Braden. I know you start every game with the mentality you want to beat them by as many points as you can, but is there, as you look at your schedule, is there any games on there that you're like, I can't wait for that game, or we better win that game?
Every single one.
That's a good answer.
It's definitely a week by week thing. I'm really excited for the Victory Christian game. It's only at home. I'm ready to see how we do against Apache because they're a bigger school, and I'm definitely see what we're going to do against Wadley. So.
It was good answers. I was hoping they were going to say Galesville because it's the first one. But those are good answers.
Well, Coach, out of all the schedule, which one are you most looking forward to? Galesville.
The first one.
There you go.
The first one is my first game there as a head coach, and I couldn't believe the stat. I think I'm the only first year guy this year in the county.
Okay.
I think that's right. I was told that.
Yeah.
And so, in this culture, that's truly unbelievable.
Would you say at this point, leading up, of course, practice starts this week and all that, would you, your limited knowledge, would you say the offense or the defense is kind of ahead of the other right now going into the fall camp, getting ready for the season?
I'm really excited about our defense. I really am.
From an offensive-minded coach, yes.
Believe me, the years I was offensive coordinator, I wanted to break records. If we won a game 17-13, I was disappointed.
Like a loss on
My weekend was crushed. and so, hey, as a head coach, 17-13 W, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I'm not saying anything that's going to help our opponents. They know this. We struggled to run the ball last year, and we struggled to stop the run. And that's the two things that we struggle the most with. I think we're going to be better at both, but I really think we're going to be better at stopping the run. And so.
Okay, good answer. Well, we're about out of time. One final quick question for the players. What's the best part of Football Fridays? In your mind, your experience, what's the best part of the day? Is it waking up, the pep rally, the anticipation, running through the banner, locker room after a win? What's the best part of Football Fridays, Steve?
It's definitely how we've worked all week for this one game, and everybody's focused on us. Everybody's ready for this game. Everybody's excited. My favorite part is probably going to prayer breakfast in the morning. I don't know why, but it's like the best feeling in the world. The weather's perfect every single Friday, and it's an amazing experience. It's an experience that changes our lives, and I really love football about it. So.
Definitely the pregame warm-ups, because you're sitting there and the music's playing. You got good energy going all around. Coaches hyping you up, players hyping you up. It's just a good feeling all around.
Good answers. All right, we'll end it with this, Coach. Welcome to Calhoun County. Those of us that love football have followed you for years, especially when you got to Mumford. You were right here in our neighborhood, so we followed your career. But if you will, just give us your closing comments.
Well, I just, it seems like the summer was long and it seems like it was short at the same time, but here we are, and it's ready to go again. My mentor texted me when I was in there, and I said, I'll call you on the way home. I said, I'm at Media Days for the 16th year in a row as a head coach, and I'm very excited about that. I'm very blessed. God has blessed me. Sometimes some things have seemed to be bad, but God has turned them around, and I'm so excited for this, as you call it, fourth quarter of my coaching career.
Well, we wish you all the luck. We support the Donoho Falcons here at the quarterback club as we do all the schools. So good luck this year. And we'll see you back during the season. We'll have you back for one of our meetings on a Monday night. You can bring the player of your choice.
Outstanding.
Donoho Falcons, ladies and gentlemen, 1A Region 6. We wish them the best. Coming up next on the stage, Jacksonville Christian Academy.
Thank you.